Hi everyone, it is Ellie Mae with Silhouette Secrets Plus, and I wanted to pop on and show you a couple of things. I just got back from the All Things Silhouette conference in Peachtree City, Georgia. It was the June 2019 conference. For more information on conferences, check out TerryJohnsonCreates.com, and she will have information on the upcoming events on her webpage. But we experienced a few things at the conference. I was in the Curio classroom a lot, teaching classes, and I wanted to show a little bit about how once you get home, you can clean up your software just a little bit so that it's easier to manage. You'll see why in just a second here, but we experienced some software issues with the current 4.2 software. And these have been addressed in the later beta versions that are being tested now, but for the general user who is using the current version, I want to show you how you can fix that. So first, I'm going to show you what the problem that we encountered was. And it's not really a major problem in the fact that we, with several of us, myself and the Silhouette support staff that was in my classrooms, we figured out how to work around it. But once you get home, you may not know how to do that. So I am using the current version. If you can go to Help and About Silhouette Studio, you will see that it'll tell you what the current version you're using is. And it is very important, all of the numbers. So 4.2.279 is what I'm currently using. The SSBE means Silhouette Studio Business Edition. That is the upgrade that I have on my computer. So that will tell you what your version is. I am currently using 4.2.279, but the current version of 4.2479 that's on the Silhouette website also has this issue as well. And it's not really an issue. It's a workable thing that we can go through here. So in the bottom right-hand corner of the Send tab, so I clicked on Send in the top right, and then I'm clicking down here. There's a little machine icon. And this is how you switch between your machines when you're using multiple machines. Or in this case, it's recognizing multiple machines. So when I click on that, you can see that I have 15 different devices that have been found. This is because of the conference, and it's recognizing other machines that have been found. Now, what we also noticed is that Mac users have a lot more, and it's picking this up many more machines. I saw a maximum of 62 was the highest number I saw at the conference. And so it's picking up any Bluetooth connection. So a Cameo 3 that has the Bluetooth option, or even a Portrait 2 if it's anywhere nearby, it is picking that up, and it seems to be picking it up even if the Bluetooth on the machine is turned off. It will just show as unavailable. So this little icon on the left-hand side is your Bluetooth icon. That's how you can tell how the connection is being made. And it's not really a connection. It's not allowing you to cut to that machine, but it is showing you that it is picking that up. It's finding that machine that has a Bluetooth in it. And you'll see at the end after Cameo 3, it also gives you a little designation number, and that's the number that's associated with that particular machine. What you'll also see below is this little icon here is for USB connection. And that means that you are physically plugged into the machine and it has been turned on. It is recognizing even the same machine, but maybe multiple times. And you can see that here by it saying Cameo 7, or it's saying I have been plugged into 7 different Cameos. Now, I used a couple of different machines while I was at the conference, but I didn't connect to 7 different machines. It's also showing here, Curio, and I have renamed this, so it's Curio number 1. Here's my pink Cameo. I have also renamed this, which I can show you that in just a second, how to rename that. But the main issue that we found is that it's recognizing multiple machines and sometimes way too many machines, and we were having issues selecting which one we needed to send to. Now, I will say that we figured it out at the conference, and everybody was still able to connect to the machine and get it taken care of, but it did require us to learn this on the go. So I'm going to show you how to clear out this. The one thing that in 4.2279 and 4.2471, there is no little exit button on the right-hand side of this machine. This is something Silhouette is aware of, and it has been corrected. It is currently in a beta version, which means that it is a testing version, and I don't recommend downloading the beta version unless you are a very experienced user. It has been released to the beta testing group, so we are currently in the testing process of it, but there may be other bugs that pop up in that software that we may not be aware of at the moment, or so I really don't recommend updating to the current beta program. However, I'm going to show you how we can clear this list out, but it also creates I want to do a little bit of exporting. When we clear the machines out under the preferences, it is also going to clear out any custom cut settings that we have entered into the software. So I want to show you first how to export those cut settings, that you could import those at a later date. So if you click on the Advanced Materials panel, which is the 3 dots on the right-hand side, you're going to see your materials window pop up. And this is where you can add or subtract materials. The user-defined section is at the bottom, all the way at the bottom of the materials panel. Now, you'll see mine during conference, I was showing people how to export those, and I actually clicked on duplicate. So now I have duplicates of all of my settings in here, and I'll fix that. Well, it's going to fix it here in just a second. But what I want to show you is that you can click, if you right-click on one of those material settings, you are able to rename, delete, duplicate, or export. You also have the option to import. So currently what we want to do is we want to export any of those custom settings so that you can later, after we have cleared those machines out, we can import those cut settings back in. So you're not having to write them down, which is ultimately probably going to be the safest place to have them, but we don't always think about that when we're creating our own cut settings. And you know, I'm just as bad about it because I keep everything digitally now. So you can export those as well. Having a hard copy is also a great option, but then you would have to go in and enter all of those manually after the fact once we clear this out. So either way works, but I'm showing you an option. So you can also, instead of just doing one at a time, you have the option to hold down your shift key, select the first one, hold down your shift key, and it will select multiple user-defined settings. Right-click on it. You have the option to delete. This is duplicate. This was the one I picked first. Now, something else we noticed in the class is that this is the code that is from the software. It should say a name that says export multiples, but also down here is it's the code name that is in the back end of the software. So this is export multiples. You want to click on that, and it's going to open up a Windows menu, or for Mac, it would be where you want to save it. So it's going to open that up, and then you can choose where to save this, and it saves as a CSV file. This is not a file that you can open outside of the software. It's a data file that you can later come back into the software, right-click on your user-defined settings, and choose Import Materials. So that is the first thing that I would suggest that you do, is if you have any custom settings under user-defined, you want to export those so you can import them later. If you have multiples, I would suggest exporting them as a multiple, the export multiple file, and then all that data is included in one CSV file. Now, the reason I have you do this is when we go in and we delete a file to clear out those machines, it is going to delete all these custom settings. So then you would have the option to import those back in. Okay, so now that we have exported those user-defined settings, which are our custom cut settings, and we've made sure those are safe that we could import them back in, I'm going to go back here to the Design tab, and I'm just going to open this file that I've created. Here are the instructions that I'm going to walk you through. Now, this is found on the Silhouette website, SilhouetteAmerica.com, and I have pulled it directly from there and placed it on the screen so you can see the steps that I'm going to follow. Now, I am a PC user, so I have a Windows 10 PC, and I'm going to follow the steps for the PC information. So down here below are the steps for the PC. So I'm going to show, those are on the screen, and you can pause the software to walk through that, but for any PC users, I'll be able to walk you through exactly what it is. But it's going to be the same steps, except with a Mac, you're looking for a different, you're using the Command Shift plus G versus a PC user who's using the Windows key. So I'm going to follow the directions that are on the screen. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to close the software. So I need to save this file, and I will save it so that I can open it back up. And then I need to close the software. So the software cannot be open when you are performing this action. The directions say to press the Windows key on your keyboard, which is the lower left between the Control and the Alt button, and you're going to hold down the Windows key, and you're going to click on the letter R key from your software, or from on your keyboard, the letter R. So we're holding down the Windows key on the keyboard in the bottom left corner between the Control and the Alt key, and we're going to click on the letter R. And it pops up a window where you can go in and you can type, and you can see that my software is remembering that I have previously typed this in. So you are going to type in the %, APPDATA, and then the % symbol again. We're going to hit enter, and it's going to bring up a Windows menu. We want to delete the folder that says COM Apex Software.Silhouette Studio. So this is the file we're looking for, com.aspexsoftware.silhouette_studio. So I'm going to right click on that. I'm going to choose delete. You can see it deleted about 1,400 things in my software. That is, it's remembering things. And then I'm going to go up to my recycle bin, and I'm going to empty the recycle bin. And this is very important. If you do not empty the recycle bin, it's not going to take it completely off your computer. And then I'm going to reopen my Silhouette Studio software. And I have multiple versions on my Windows PC because I am a beta tester. So yours will look a little bit different. You're just going to click on the Silhouette icon. So now I have opened up my software, and you can see that I have cleared out the history. So now when I open the software, it really thinks that I am opening it for the first time. So I'm going to place my spotlight back on, and I just click on the next button. And if you've never read this information before, it's very good information. So you're going to click next and go through, and it's going to tell you some of the features of the 4.2 software. Color fonts, the freehand lasso tool, warp templates, flexi shapes, which is really awesome. Puzzle creator, all of these features are really awesome, but I just happened to be in a class with flexi shapes this week. Font creator, other help with tutorials, and then thank you for reviewing, and you can get started. So once you click through that, I do encourage you to click through the entire menu, or it may pop up again in the future. So now I'm going to go to the top right corner and click on the Send tab. And what you're going to see now is that all of those machines have been cleared out. It says no Silhouette devices connected. So please connect your Silhouette device to the computer and turn it on. Now, My machines are still in transit from the All Things Silhouette conference, but I still have a few backups. You can actually see in behind me, you might catch a glimpse of a Cameo 3. But I have my trusty Cameo 1 sitting next to me, and I just plugged it in, and I'm going to turn it on, and my computer picks it up, and there it is syncing, and it is ready to go. So now you can see that my machine icon shows one machine selected, and it has one device. It is still scanning for devices, and this is what that 4.2 software is doing. So if you get home from conference, or if you just have multiple machines in there and you have a list of them starting to pop up, then you can clear out those preferences. So now if we were to go into our materials panel and I scroll all the way down, you're going to see that at the bottom of my materials panel, I no longer have my custom user-defined settings. I did not choose export when I was showing you that, which is okay because I have those custom settings saved somewhere else. But you could click back on the 3 little dots and then scroll all the way down to the bottom. Right click and choose import materials, and then that would import that file wherever you saved it, hopefully in a safe spot that you can remember, and it would import those files back in. Now one more thing before I let you go. I told you that you could rename your Cameo machines, and each version of the software is just a little bit different. You just want to try to you may have to click on the title to determine what works for you, but on a 4.2 software, you can rename the machine by right-clicking on the name above the Cameo icon, and you can choose Rename Cameo 6. So it has the letter 6 designated after it because it's recognizing that I've plugged at least 6 different Cameos into my software, into my computer at some point in time. So if you right-click, you can choose Rename, and you can rename it. So this is my, we'll just write Trusty Cameo 1. Click off of it, and now I have my machine named. You can also double click on it and it will bring up that little menu, but the option to change the type. But there's a couple different features in this pop-up menu that comes up when you right click on the name. So I hope that helps you just a little bit in the different something that could come up with the 4.2 software, an issue that we did have at the All Things Silhouette conference, but it's a workable issue. So once you get home, if you go through this video, you can pause it and go through each step. I will also post the link for where I found this on the Silhouette America website, but it came directly from the Silhouette America website. I just wanted to walk you through it as I did it. Hope you have a great day. Thank you.